Okay, so put your feet nice and wide. It's just getting those hips moving, mobilizing the pelvis. This is something that I try and do every day because, my goodness me, when I sit too much and don't do this, I just go, and I find that I start to get lower back nibbles. I just feel a bit tight down the hamstrings. If I have sat for far too long, just around the sacrum, around the buttocks, I just get this kind of gripping sensation. And sometimes too much sitting, let's make it a little bit lower, too much sitting, too not much being static can also increase that pelvic floor kind of tension and get more urgency and stuff. So really worth getting a little bit of groove on, put some music on and get those hips mobilizing. Fabulous. One direction, other direction. So turn your hips the other direction, take your arms out to the sides, thumbs up, little fingers down, shoulders down away from your ears. See if you can drop down into your heels a bit more. So weight is in your heels. Get your thigh muscles working. Lovely. Maybe even taking the hands up towards the ceiling, little fingers forward, thumbs back, shoulders down. Fabulous. And then drop down, hands down. Let's take a big breath in and then exhale. Push the floor away to come up. Exhale, just working out the body. Exhale, pull that breath right from the bottom of your lungs to the top of your lungs. Ah, side out. Ah, make some noise. Ah, that's it. Ah, ah. And then up and over, lateral stretch. Again, one of those things, try and do every day. The spine loves side stretching laterally, since we do so little of this kind of movement daily with our tendency to be forward. Now take it right to your toes. Lengthen up and over like so. Up and over, up and over. Beautiful. Come towards the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Nice wide toes. I like to call them hobbit feet. Lift your toes. Give your feet a wriggle. Massage around your ankles. Just mobilize those knees. That's it. Plant all four corners of your feet. Not that your feet have corners, but you know what I mean? Sort of almost plug your feet into the ground. Behind us, behind you. Take a deep breath in. Hands up. Exhale down. Push the floor away. Breathing in. Exhaling down. Push the floor away as you come up. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. Now exhale, take the hands above the knees. Inhale, take the crown of the head forward. Chin tucks in, tail straight back. Pause here for a moment. Make the back muscles activate. Just move here a bit. Back muscles activate. So draw the base of the ribcage in. Push the floor down and out with your feet. And then bend the knees and exhale and take your head down. Give it a shake. Make some noise. Cheeks nice and loose. Push the floor away, come back into tabletop. Pause, shoulders away from ears, base of the ribcage in, feet plugging down and slightly out. So we lift the inner arches. Pause here, breathing deeply. Imagine your crown is stretching forward, your tail is stretching back. Exhale, folding forward again. And again, pushing the floor away, come up. Exhale, folding forward, down. Inhale, push the floor away, come into that upside down L, and then down. Inhaling, opening the body. Exhaling down, inhaling, flowing up like a wave. Exhaling, making it a bit more fluid. Fluid up, fluid down, fluid up, pause, fluid down. Breathing out. Now pause here, tummy down on thighs. Roll your shoulders a couple of times backwards, up towards your ears and then backwards. And then take your hands either onto your hips with elbows up or interlace your hands and draw your hands up towards the ceiling. And then the whole shoulder girdle up towards the ceiling. Let your head drop down. Now slide your bottom up towards the ceiling a bit more. So you're like a waterfall and you're pouring all the tension out of your shoulders, down into the ground. Ooh, give your head a shake. Ooh, fabulous. Take your hands down on your mat. Walk your feet back into a sort of downward dog, but we're keeping our tail high and we're keeping our heels high as well. Bend the knees. Bend the knees. Come right up onto the balls of the feet. Spread your toes and spread your hands. Spread your fingers. Now imagine somebody's got your tail and they're drawing it up and behind you towards the intersection of the wall and the ceiling. So feel that length through your spine. Roll shoulders purposefully away from your ears so that your armpits are facing the mat. Lifting, stretching, breathing, and then press your heels down one at a time towards the mat. So we open up into the calf muscles and do a little dance with your feet. So massage across the ankles. Let those your toes be wide. I can see my daughter outside the studio. She wants the iPad. She's not going to get the iPad. I need the iPad. Drop the knees across the midline of the body, like so. Go away. Getting into your hips. Beautiful. Right into those hips, and then drop down onto hands and knees. Lift the tail behind you, and then tap the tail. So breathe in, the tail is lifting. You're breathing out, the tail is tapping. Spread your sitting bones as you lift your tail. And then as you round, get right up towards the crown of your head. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhaling. And then imagine this tail is sticking up and you want to swirl it around behind you. So take your tail, swirl it like that. Big swirls, showing it off. Let your shoulders be swirly as well. Let your elbows be a little bit swirly. One direction and then the other direction. You want to swirl your tail in the other direction too. That's the way. Beautiful. Now come onto your fists, like so, with your elbows slightly bent, and have your shoulders directly on top of your fists. So don't be back here. And your knees are directly underneath your pelvis. Now you want to take a couple of breaths out where you're blowing out like you're blowing a candle out, like that. And as you blow out, lift up through your pelvic floor, scoop through your lower belly, and zip upwards towards your tummy button as if you're wearing high-waisted tight jeans and you're zipping them up. Now keep that lifting sensation and start to push the floor away with your fists. Keep pushing down so you straighten your arms a bit and you almost suck your knees up off the mat. Keep breathing out. Keep sucking upwards. Keep breathing out. Beautiful. Knees apart, slide them apart. Take your hands out in front of you. Wrists off the ground, fingers on the ground. And slide your bum back so that you're in a big, long, kind of stretchy, froggy shape. Shoulders away from ears. Breathe into the lower lobes of the back of your lungs. Exhale, let your chest drape down towards the ground. So you're breathing in, flaring, exhaling, floating, inhaling, flaring, exhaling, floating. Good. Hands and knees again, knees together, hips drop down to one side. So hands flat, shoulders above wrists sort of, arms are pretty straight, hips just dropping to one side, up and then over to the other side, getting right into those hips, up and over, up and over. Fabulous. Take your left foot forward, come up into a proposal position. So your left knee is right on top of that left ankle. And then start to do the same like cat and cow with your pelvis. Now our knee is locked into the ground. So pubic bone forward, tailbone under, and then release it. Pubic bone forward, tailbone under, release it. So we're getting into these quads, hip flexors, like so, release. Now keep that tilt forward, pubic bone forward, hand on the outside of the knee, other hand up towards the ceiling, right fingers stretching up, right knee pressing down. Breathe deeply. So we want to send that hand up and feel like we are creating an elastic right side of the body, lengthening with the breath, and then a slight tilt over to the left side of the mat. Slight tilt over. Breathe deeply. Shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed, body stretch. Beautiful. Slowly bring that down. Let your pelvis go back. Inch your front toes forward. Press the back toes into your mat. Shin into the mat. Drift the pelvis forward, stretching right up here. Take the hands up towards the ceiling. Thumbs back, little fingers forward. Front heel, pressing into that mat for stability. If this is not stable, hands on hips, maybe hands on bricks. Okay, so long, smooth breaths. We're focusing on the inhale now. Rib cage lifting up away from the pelvis. Shoulders relaxing down. Good. Split your hands. Take your left hand down onto the mat or a brick if it's too far away, and press your elbow back into your knee. Other hand up towards the ceiling. If that's not good on shoulders, hand on hip. And then big swirl, mobilize the shoulder joint, big swirl, and then take it back. Press that knee backwards slightly, opening up these inner thigh muscles. Breathing in. Good. Take it back. Tail back towards your back foot, toes towards your pelvis. So bring those toes back, pause here. Again, take your hands on bricks or a bolster if the floor feels too low. Get a little bit of a stretch into those calves, those hamstrings. Bring your pelvis forward for a moment. Bring it back. Bring it forward. Bring it back. Bring it forward. That's it. Bring it back. And then take the knees together. Hands flat again. Tuck the toes. Exhale, down facing dog. Just give yourself a little walk up and down your mat for a moment. Tail is high. And then breathe in. Come up onto your toes. Bend your knees. And then as you exhale, roll shoulders away from ears, send those heels down. Let's do that again. So breathe in, bend the knees, lift the tail, stretch the spine. Exhale, roll those heels down. Feel the calf muscles melting down. Tail is high, high, high. Drop the knees to the mat. Right foot forward this time. Proposal position. Right, so pubic bone forward, tailbone tucking under. Rolling it back, so getting right into this hip area. Couple of those, and then leave the pubic bone forward. Leave that tucking under. Hand on the outside of your right knee this time. Left hand up towards the ceiling. Now press the knee down as you lift the hand up. Breathe, so you want to use that inhalation as you feel those muscle fibers opening, stretching, lengthening. A little tilt over to the right side. Whew, and you'll notice one side is tighter than the other. Often it's interesting. We are fact gathering, swadhyaya in yoga. We're observing. Beautiful. Slowly coming back down again. Pelvis goes back to neutral. Front foot comes forward, inch it forward. Push your back foot into the mat to get that stretch running up the front line of the body, coming into your lunge. Thumbs back to open up your shoulders. Breathe in, lift the rib cage away from your pelvis. Maybe a tiny back bend. Roll your eyeballs up towards the ceiling. So what we do with our face really affects our mood. Little smile on your mouth. That's it, slowly coming back. Let's take this right hand down onto the mat. Elbow presses the knee back. Stack the top shoulder on top of the bottom shoulder. Thoracic area twist here. Hand up towards the ceiling. And then big circles. Massaging circles. Whew. That feels good. And then let's just pause, opening up. Whew. Right here in the bra strap area, you want to get that twist. And then slowly take the hand down. Bring those toes back with you. I'm going to just rub this hamstring here. Make sure the little toe doesn't do funky things. We're going to pull the little toe back. Lovely. All right, how are we going for time? Okay, let's come down onto our forearms. Get thumb muscles working, knees together. Shoulders away from the ears. Do your zipping up through your lower belly. Take your right foot up towards the ceiling. Just start to squeeze that right glute, little pumps. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Kick that ceiling away. Keep your hip bones facing the ground. Keep breathing. Lovely. Let's just stretch that foot out behind us, toes to the ground. Squeeze. Squeeze the glute. So lift the foot, squeeze it. Keep both hip bones facing the ground. Keep that zipping up. You're wearing those tight, high-waisted jeans. That's it. Shoulders nice and relaxed though. Jaw relaxed. Whew. Whew. Take the foot up towards your bottom like so. Come up on your right hand, knee out to the side like you're a dog about to take a wee on a tree. And then take your knee right around in big circles. Forward. You're going forward. lubricating that hip joint, massaging into the glute. That's it. Big circles forward, big circles forward. Drop that foot and knee. Drop your bum back over to about 4 o'clock. And then send your left hand to about 11 o'clock. Stretch into that glute. Breathe in, and then sigh the breath out. Breathe in. Sigh the breath out, melt. Fabulous. Swish your bum. Give it a couple of swishes here. And then we'll come down to the forearms for the other side. So knees together, zipping up through the lower belly. Take that left foot up towards the ceiling. Try not to rock over to one side. Squeeze. So if your knee's down here, you're not going to get into your glute. You're going to just be using your hamstring. So squeeze your gluteal muscle, isolating that left glute. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Wake it up. Wake it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Toes down on the ground, squeezing up. Down, squeezing up. Down, squeeze it up. Fabulous. 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 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Foot into bottom. Come up onto that left hand. Big circles forward. Really right into that big, those rotator muscles, the hip joint, mobilizing hip joint. Super important. Then drop the knee down onto the ground, foot down on the ground. Drop your bum back to about 7 o'clock on the clock face. Right hand out to about 2 o'clock. Stretch it out. Breathing in deeply. Imagine you've got wings and you're breathing into the lower lobes of the back of your lungs to expand the wings. Exhaling, the wings contract. Inhaling, exhaling, drape down. Whew, that's it. And then take the pelvis right around in a big circle. Hands out in front of you, big circle. Tracing the face of the clock. Right around. And then the other direction, right around. Whew, knee just went click. Right around, good. Right around, drop down onto your chest. Hands close to your shoulders, elbows in like a cricket. Tops of the feet on the ground. Breathe in deeply, switching on the back muscles, exhaling down. Breathing in, exhaling down, breathing in. Hold it here for a moment, keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. Exhale down. Roll the shoulders again, mobilize them, take the hands down towards your toes, stretch your fingers, stretch your toes. Tummy button towards your spine. Breathe in, squeeze those bum muscles that have been activating. Squeeze your upper back muscles. Send your fingers and your toes backwards. Send the crown of the head forwards. Chin is tucking in, rocketing through space. Shalabhasana. Squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift. And then drop like a jellyfish, toes in, heels out. That's it. Rock your hips from side to side. Sighing out. Breathe in, sighing out. That's the ticket. Okay, rolling onto your back. Onto your back. How are we going for time? Might be a little bit over 20 minutes, a bit longer. Okay, feet directly underneath your knees. Toes facing forward. Push your feet into the ground in order for your pelvis to start floating up, activating these gluteal muscles, rolling up your spine, and then roll back down again. So you push the floor away, we roll up, we get a massage into the spine, we roll back down. We want to see if we can pull the vertebra apart, one vertebra at a time, getting this lovely sensation of lifting. And then pause when you're in a diagonal here. Roll your shoulders underneath you, so you squeeze your shoulders together, opening up your chest. And then either hands pressing down into the mat, or see if you can interlace your hands and press your forearms and your hands down into the mat. And then opening your chest, see if you can feel like your knees are drawing away from you, like they're being pulled to the wall opposite you. So we stretch into the quads. The front of your thighs should feel a stretch here. Keep pushing those heels down. And if your toes have drifted outwards, try to turn them slightly forward to the end of your mat. Nice, full, invigorating breaths. Good. If you're fancying a little bit of a lift up, you can take your hands right underneath your pelvis. Give yourself a bit more of an arch here. If that feels nice for you, just don't move your head if you're doing this variation. That's it. Squeezing shoulders, breathing deeply. And then take the hands away slowly over about 2 or 3 breaths. Slowly, slowly, slowly pull those vertebrae apart as you come down onto your mats. You're massaging like putty. Very nice. Now take your knees up, hands on knees, big circles. Massage those knees around big circles, one direction and then the other direction. Just get the lower back releasing here. And then let's press those heels up towards the ceiling. Massage your feet around. Super duper duper important to keep these ankles mobilized. Other direction, big flary feet. Big, imagine you've got nice hobbit-like feet and you are massaging your fabulous hobbit-like feet. Press the heels away from your toes towards you. Rub the back of your legs. Press the back of your pelvis into your mat. So you stretch the hamstrings. Now turn the toes out. The heels are together like Charlie Chaplin. Rub the outside of your legs. Ooh. That's nervy, isn't it? Now take your right ankle on top of your left knee. Bend your left knee. Bring your left knee inwards. Right knee is out to the side. Take your thumb just at the base of your right foot, where the pink bit meets the white bit, just at the top of the arch of the foot, base of the ball of the foot. Press hard here. Breathe in, and as you exhale, make a low vibrational noise, like a humming sound, like a or just a ha. Long exhalation, low vibrational sound as you press into this acupressure point. That helps you calm the central nervous system and helps you go a bit deeper into this stretch into your hip and your glute. Rock from side to side. A little bit of a rock. Ooh, releases a little bit deeper when we rock. And then there's the swap sides. So, other foot up. I can't remember what we did. Hang on, we did that. So now we're just doing this. Ankle on top of knee. This is the trouble of not doing it live. Because live, I can just say, okay, what did we just do? And, you know, I can get a cue. Right, so draw that foot in. Let this knee go out to the side. This is the area we're feeling the stretch. Thumb goes into that point just below the ball of your foot, right in the center. Press hard. Shoulders relax, jaw relaxes, cheeks relax. So all of this is cueing down here to relax. And then breathe in, and as you exhale, make a long, low sound out. This is why, you know, the Buddhist monks go om, 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 because A, it's the original sound of the universe. B, it is this profoundly calming, vagus nerve activating sound that we can create. Stimulates the pituitary gland. Calms the adrenals. And then that's why you feel so good when you sing. And then just rock your hips from side to side, rock the knees from side to side. Fabulous. That's it. Arms out to the side. I'm a bit close to my wall, so I'm just going to flip my mat around. Arms out to the side, knees up. Drop your knees to one side, looking over the other shoulder, twisting. Breathe in, and as you exhale, draw your pelvic floor in, your tummy button towards your spine. So just kind of sump the digestive system. Release. Exhale again. Squeeze again. Inhale. Squeeze again. And then just let everything be nice and relaxed. Take a few soft breaths. Sigh it out. And split the knees as you come up and over to the other side. It's nice if you don't feel your knees can come down to the ground easily, prop them with a pillow so that you're not letting your knees hang. You don't want to let things hang. Nice full breath in and release the breath out. Oh, this feels nice here, doesn't it? Just this lovely, the spine loves to twist because all the nerves in the body go into the spine. We are giving ourselves a kind of refreshing, it's like the the refreshing cycle on the washing machine, just rinsing everything through. And then come back into the center. If you need to take your knees and just swirl around for a moment, do that. And then let's just flop. Take the feet out, knees out, hands up, palms up. Rock the head from side to side. And then just settle for even 30 seconds to a minute. It just does make a difference. Breathing deeply in. Hold the top of the breath. And then loose jaws, sigh the breath out. And again, imagine you're pulling your breath from your toes right up through your body, right through to the crown of the head. Hold the top of the breath. Exhale fully, flushing the breath down the body through the feet. And one more of those, big breath in. Hold it and then release completely. And then become very aware of the sensation of the air around you on your skin. And almost seek out that velvety contact. And visualize your skeleton, your bones. Visualize the muscles just melting off the bones. Notice the sensation of your clothing, any bands, any rough fabric, soft fabric. Notice the areas where your body is pressing into the ground. And then take your mind just underneath the skin surface of the whole of your body, especially your feet and your hands, and see if you can just tap into the slight vibrations, kind of tingly sensation. Be very aware of your physicality. And put a little smile on the corner of your mouth. Take a deep breath in as you wriggle fingers and toes and stretch your body. Oi. And then take yourself into a little ball, head up, tuck, 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 and then rock and roll up and down your spine. So this is the reboot. Up and down your spine, up and down. Shoulders nice and relaxed, though, all the way up. Fabulous. Just come and sit for a moment. Roll one shoulder, slide it down your back. I really need a haircut. Up and down with your shoulders, up and down, up and down. Good. Just give your head a little massage around. One direction and then the other direction. And then place your head bang on top of your neck. So you find that sweet spot where there's no holding. It's just there. Everything's perfectly aligned. Imagine you have a very heavy ermine cloak over your shoulders, a heavy crown on your head that you're pushing your head kind of into. Notice how relaxed your jaw is, how relaxed your face is. Notice the coolness of the air at the tip of your nostrils. And then take your fingertips out to the side and turn the palms to face the ceiling. Imagine your palms are filling up with fresh energy. So you can almost feel it. And then as you inhale, pull that energy up and around your body. Deep, full breath in. And then you just let it go. No attachment. And then you fill up again, breathing in deeply. And then you just go, And then the last one, full deep breath in, hold the top of the breath, sip a little bit more breath in, raise your eyebrows, smile, and then go, Well done. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.